Hey everyone, welcome. Today we're going to talk about a tool called Continue.dev. It's an AI coding assistant that's really been turning heads, especially for developers who care a lot about control, privacy, and knowing what's going on under the hood. So for all you developers watching, let me ask you something. Do you love what tools like GitHub Copilot can do, but kind of wish you had more of a say? More freedom? What if you could get all that power, but have it be open source and run it exactly your way? Well, if you're nodding your head right now, you're going to want to stick around. That's exactly what Continue.dev was built to do. It's an open source AI coding assistant that gives you all the cool features you're used to, but it puts you back in the driver's seat. To really get why a tool like Continue even needs to exist, we got to talk about what's often called the walled garden problem. These big proprietary AI tools, they're amazing for sure, but they come with some pretty serious strings attached. And you've probably felt these pain points, right? First, you're locked into whatever AI model they decide to use. You can't see the code, which can be a big red flag for security. Your own code often gets sent off to some third-party server, which is a huge privacy concern. And if you want to really customize it to your workflow, forget about it. Okay, I know that sounds a little abstract, so let's try an analogy that'll make this click instantly. Just think about the phone you have in your pocket right now. This is actually a perfect way to think about it. Tools like Copilot are the iPhone of the coding world. Yeah, they work great, the experience is super smooth, but it is a locked-down ecosystem. Apple, or in this case, Microsoft, is in complete control. Continue, on the other hand, that's your Android. It's open source, you get to pick your own apps, or in this case, AI models, and you are in control. So let's dig into that alternative, that Android option for developers. Continue is built on 3 core ideas that are designed specifically to break down those walled gardens. First up, and this one is huge, it's model agnostic. This means you are never locked into a single large language model. You can plug in OpenAI's GPT-4, use Claude from Anthropic, or, and this is a game changer, you can run powerful models for free right on your own machine using something like a llama. The choice is completely yours. Next, it is 100% open source. Every single line of code is out there for you to see. That means you get total transparency, you can check it for security vulnerabilities yourself, you can contribute back to the project, or you can even fork it and build your own custom version. And the third big principle is that it's extensible. Because it's open, you can actually build on top of it. You can add your own custom functionality, create custom slash commands, and basically tailor the whole thing to perfectly match your team's unique workflow. You just can't get that level of control anywhere else. All right, so those are the big ideas, the principles. But what does this actually look like day to day? How do you really gain that control when you're actually writing code? The experience itself is going to feel pretty familiar. You get that awesome inline autocomplete as you're typing. You have an integrated chat panel where you can ask questions or get it to write code for you. But the real magic is in that flexible model configuration and its ability to understand your entire codebase, all on your terms. And look, this quote right here just nails the most critical use case. Just think about it. You're working on super sensitive proprietary code for your company. The security policy says there's no way you can send that to a third-party service. Well, with Continue, you just tell it to use a local model, and boom, your code never ever leaves your computer. Problem solved. Now, you might be thinking, okay, all this control must be a nightmare to set up, but honestly, it's surprisingly simple. You just install the extension for VS Code or JetBrains, tell it what model you want to use in a simple config file, plug in an API key if you're using a cloud model, and that's it. You're good to go. Okay, so with all that in mind, the big question is Continue the right tool for you? Let's try to break it down so you can figure out if it fits your specific workflow. Let's just put it side by side with the other players. When you look at things like being open source, having a choice of models, guaranteeing privacy with local models, and deep customization, Continue really stands out. Look, other tools might be a bit simpler out of the box, but when it comes to freedom and real control, it's in a league of its own. So let's just boil it down. Who should be using Continue? Well, this is for you if you're a big believer in open source. It's for you if you want the freedom to switch between GPT-4 today and a local model tomorrow. It's definitely for you if your code is sensitive and has to stay private. And it's for you if you love to tinker and customize your tools. But hey, let's be real, it's not for everybody. If you literally just want the easiest possible one-click setup and don't want to think about it, Copilot is probably your best bet. If your company absolutely requires a commercial support contract, that's not what Continue is about. And frankly, if you just don't care about open source or being in control, then the benefits might not mean as much to you. And really, that brings us to the one question I want to leave you with. It all comes down to a simple trade-off: a little bit of upfront setup in exchange for total, complete control. So for you, for your projects, and for your principles, is that a trade worth making?